What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake NBA DFS Early Look CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed below or directly at wisetake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we provide projections, cheat sheets, articles, as well as a Slack chat for monthly memberships or higher in order to take your DFS game to that next level. We're a premium DFS content provider, but we're also a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. We have day passes available if you want to try the content out. $2.50 are the cost for an NBA day pass. Go check it out. That being said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe and notifications bell so you don't miss whenever we do go live, whenever we put out any free content here on YouTube, Twitch, Podbean, or iTunes, or whatever it is platform that you're listening to us on or watching us on now. And hit the like button. Likes really go a long way. Help us out. Allow us to continue to do what we do on all the platforms. We want to hear from you too. So whatever it is, leave a comment. We will go through and read it. Don't necessarily have time to respond to it all, but we certainly take it all into consideration. So any feedback, anything like that, we want to hear from you, good or bad. We got a 2-game slate, so NBA just kind of taking a night off. Well, not off, but taking it easy after the holiday, with basketball games all throughout. Oklahoma City at Denver, New Orleans at Utah. Starting off a point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is extremely expensive at 8.7, but he's been stepping up his game. He's gone for 50 DraftKings or more in 2 out of his last 4 games. Now against Chicago, he did play 44 minutes. He's playing Denver, who is a significantly better defensive team. Donovan Mitchell against New Orleans. New Orleans is not the same fast-paced, trailblazing team in DFS that we knew last year. They're still pretty good themselves. But last year, all their games were just automatic, fast-paced matchups. And that's been a different story with Stan Van Gundy. Nevertheless, I think Mitchell is in play. You're saving a significant amount of money down from Shai Gilgeous, but understandably so. Shai Gilgeous is expected to run so much of that offense, whereas Mitchell has some guys that can score, guys like Clarkson, Mike Conley. But still, you're saving $500. Jamal Murray, I would assume, is going to be fairly popular when looking at these guys. Back-to-back games of over 40 DraftKings points. Starting to look good. And he seems to have a thing against Utah, right? Going back to the playoffs last year. He seems to really like to play against Utah. Obviously an option. And then we get into some of our lower owned guys. Mike Conley. Jordan Clarkson, especially if Ingles is in. Clarkson is expensive coming off the bench, but he's been cutting in on Conley's minutes. And with Ingles out, he's pretty much just shooting when he's on the court on that second unit. Lonzo Ball currently questionable. He hasn't played in a while. If he's in, he could be another low-owned option to consider. We haven't seen a ton of ceiling or upside from him this year, but we know it's there somewhere. Should he miss, we get back into the conversation of the Bledsoe, Neil Alexander Walker situations. Now, they are more expensive than we were getting them at. At this point, I think Bledsoe is the better buy, being as how he's been at these prices throughout his career, or at least close. Neil Alexander Walker at 5'4" has the upside. We saw against the Clippers. Does have the upside. But also has some downside. But on a 2-game slate, I think I'm interested in both. If Lonzo Ball is out. If Lonzo's in, neither of them are as attractive. And Neil Alexander Walker probably gets the boot at that point. Going over to shooting guards. Will Barton's only 5'7", but Will Barton has kind of earned the price tag. Had a bad game against Utah. Against Golden State and Brooklyn, he did give serviceable performances, 32-36 on a 2-game slate. I think we consider him. I also think we consider Hamidou Diallo. Only got 14 minutes against Chicago, and I'm not sure why they don't want to play him more. Really not sure. But on a 2-game slate, I think I'm kind of interested. JJ Redick has been consistently mediocre, but he's really cheap. If Lonzo's back, that could affect his role, but we did see earlier in the season he was playing a little bit more before he kind of went cold and the team looked elsewhere. Obviously, an interesting value play, but you can see the shooting guard position is kind of ugly. So expect high ownership on guys like Mitchell, Clarkson, who I thought maybe would have been lower owned at point guard. Here is where people will play him a lot. Mitchell, Clarkson, Bledsoe. This is where those guys will get some of that ownership. Going over to small forwards, Brandon Ingram, 9-1. Brandon Ingram has been the epitome of mediocre. However, the minutes are there, the usage is there, the shot attempts are there. And I do think he's probably the top spender from what I see. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, extremely expensive. Ingram, extremely expensive. Ingram, in my opinion, has done it more often. Basley's another one that has like that monstrous upside, but we can't always get it. We see a lot of games with double-digit shot attempts from him. Double-doubles. Always on the table. I don't know. I can say Paulie D is going to be loading up on Basley. 2-game slate? No doubt. No doubt. Royce the 5'9" is 5'2", and he's kind of like, I don't know why. He went for 47 against Milwaukee, had a 35 against San Antonio, and they've kind of kept his price like well over 5. And I don't know why. Leaves me scratching my head a little bit. Bogdanovich isn't a bad play. The shot attempts are there. Double-digit shot attempts, that's what he does. I don't mind him at 5'3". I don't mind him. What has Josh Hart been doing? Not much. Not a whole ton. Zion, 7'9", been fairly consistent. However, he has failed to really show us a major ceiling so far. Waiting for the day Ingram misses a game, and we could probably see it. But until then, the prices don't seem like a bargain, I guess. Basley's looking like a pretty sick option. I know he's volatile, but when you consider the price tags, I'm kind of into it. Jermichael Green, someone to keep in mind for value, though he's not that cheap. Paul Millsap, 4,500. What happened to Paul Millsap, man? He should be popular, I think, at these prices on this slate. Jokic, just going to do that over there. Now, before I do that, let's talk about the chalk, right? Roby, where you at? Expect Isaiah Roby to be extremely popular. He's another guy we can plug in. Can you put Basley at small forward? You can. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go Basley at small forward. We're going to go Roby at power forward. Now, here's the thing. I think Jokic is the top actual stud on the slate. And I don't think he is, right? Look at the season he's had. Monstrous upside. Oklahoma City, not good against bigs. No Horford anyway. However, as good of a value play as Roby is, and you might need Roby to get Jokic in your mind, my concern is Roby's going to be guarding Jokic. Are we going to have a foul trouble issue? But that's more something I would think about in tournaments. In cash games, I think, don't really give a fuck. Play him anyway, because the value is too good. But yeah, Jokic definitely stands out. Gobert, Adams, these guys, they'll go lower owned. But I just don't see the center that compares. I do think in tournaments, Mike Muscala, if you do think there's foul trouble risk, which there is obviously risk, but if you think the foul trouble, Jokic wins that foul trouble game out, Muscala could be forced into some time. As you can see against Chicago, Muscala did play 27 minutes. Derek Favors, 3,800, just not getting the minutes. Bobo, listed at center. Ain't that some shit? But yeah, Basley, Roby, Jokic. The first game, not first game, they both start at 9 o'clock. But the Denver game, in my opinion, is a little bit more, I don't know. There's key players, right? Like, I like more players from the New Orleans, Utah, but I'm kind of keyed in on a few on the OKC Denver. And that's going to do it. Quick show, obviously. It's 2 games late. We'll see where we end up tomorrow. There will be a Core Plays article. Projections will be up at WiseTake.com. And we'll be doing a pre-lock Wise stream. It'll be a late one, though. Probably like 8:15 at night because it's 9 o'clock Eastern lock. So go check us out, WiseTake.com. Day pass is available, $2.50. Hit the like button on your way out. For me, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always. Yeah.